Well, okay, guys. Apparently, just got back in, and Gears of War has announced that the quote iconic original returns. Gears of War Reloaded comes to Xbox Series, Xbox S slash X, Windows PC, PlayStation 5, and the Steam platform. On August the 26th, just after my birthday, where I become a very old boomer man that probably should not be talking about Gears of War 1 in the current year of 2025, having played the game and recorded with a pink digital video camera in 2006 for YouTube. Yes, I'm that old. Now, the question of the day, number one, will GGZII be allowed to play the game? Is he going to be allowed to play the game, or will TC harbour a grudge and somehow look up my account, find me, and ban me? Probably. Who knows? Will I be playing the game? I don't know. That's my honest question, and I'm going to give you my thoughts about the game as well, and what to expect, as well as some details, but let's get the details out of the way first. So, the original Gears of War returns faithfully remastered. Now, is that a remaster of the Ultimate Edition, which was a remaster, which for anybody that played the game, Ultimate Edition is not Gears of War 1. Totally different mechanics, art style, the way the game plays. Those two are completely different games. So if this is a remaster of the original, it will be very, very different to Ultimate Edition. If it is a remaster of Ultimate Edition, genuinely have no idea why they're doing that, but we'll save that for the latter part of the video. So you can play with Xbox Cloud Gaming, and it supports cross-play and cross-progression across all platforms. And people that own the digital version of Ultimate Edition will get a free upgrade to Gears of War 1 Reloaded. So to me, it looks like they're shelving Ultimate Edition and saying, here's Reloaded instead. So to me, it's going to be a remake of a remake. So it's the remake of Ultimate Edition, in my opinion. So it's going to have 4K 120 FPS support, including the multiplayer with cross progression. This is, quote, the definitive way to experience the game that started it all. So basically, for those that haven't played Ultimate Edition, it kind of ran like ass on the PC and the servers didn't really work. Now, I have some things to say, as always, you know me. You get the honest takes here with Gears of War. But if you've never played the game, obviously this is a good thing because you can play your 2-player co-op, your 8-player multiplayer, and if you've never played the game, there's going to be no better way to dip your toes in, get yourself ready for E-Day. So that's what they're aiming for here. The hope in the PlayStation guys, the people that haven't touched the game in ages, relive it, get the nostalgia built up, and then E-Day comes out. So it's going to have HDR, Dolby Vision, variable refresh rate, 4K assets, improved shadows, reflections, anti-aliasing, 0 load screens during the campaign. That's right, 0 load screens, faster frame rates. So that's kind of what you're looking at. We can just skim through there if you want to see the article. It's straight from Xbox.com. I'll link it in the description, but here's kind of an image. So you've got your remastered, aka Gears of War Ultimate Edition, if you can see it there. And then you've got this new one, which to me looks to be a variant of Ultimate Edition. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look like Gears of War 1. You can see here that the colour palette of this first one here is looking very, very different to this. So again, this isn't Gears of War 1 remastered. This is a remaster of a jank remaster, in my opinion. Doesn't mean that it's bad, but it's not Gears 1, let's be honest. Now, in terms of like my thoughts on should this exist and what does this mean, I'll give you the real takes as always. Should this exist? Maybe. Maybe seems like a sit on the fence answer, but none of the current Gears of War versions actually work. So if you want to figure out how does the franchise play, you either play Gears 5, which everybody knows is terrible, or you play Gears of War Ultimate Edition with a lot of jank. Or you try to play the older versions with some like scaling up and some different stuff, and that probably doesn't go as well. And they don't want that to be your initial impression of a series. They want a good impression. So this is going to be the good impression. Now, am I going to play the game? Now, hear me out. I have an insane amount of beef with this company because this company killed my YouTube channel, killed all my income, killed all my subscribers, all of the momentum we gained during lockdown because of gender identity politics. And I'll not shy away from it. That company is fucking idiotic during that period of time. Now, maybe the company's changed. Maybe the people working on this project have changed and won't ban me. But I will never retract that statement that somebody that is a human being cannot be a skunk. I'll stand by it to this day. It's ridiculous. And the fact I was kicked off a game that I played since 2006 because somebody wanted to be a skunk. No. And that was fucking ridiculous. Nowadays, identity politics is coming to some normality. Even in the UK, things are getting kind of back to normal. But will they continue to have me banned? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know how deep their vengeance goes. Maybe not. Maybe I can play the game. Do I want to play the game? Well, I've replayed the campaign multiple ways. I've played the original a ton. I've played the PC version a ton. I've played like the original PC version a ton. I've played Ultimate Edition. So this is like 4 versions of the game that I've played. And now they would be reloaded. So I've actually only just recently done the Gears of War campaign. And I actually played through it for Ultimate Edition not so long ago. So the campaign aspect doesn't really interest me because I've seen and played it at high refresh rates and good quality on my PC. Now, multiplayer, does that interest me? I don't know. I don't know. If I could play the game, I think I would want this. I would want the game to feature servers, but I don't think it will do. I think a remaster should feature 2 things. It should say, here are player matches that people host and you go and play. And here are ranked servers that people host and go and play, because that was the original experience. So unless they want to tweak it to do multiplayer servers, I don't agree with that. The reason I don't agree with that is the reason the game was so fun was a lot of people found ways that they enjoyed to play. Some people like myself played 15 rounds, 4-minute duration, so you had time to find people and people couldn't run away and stalemate. And it was long enough that it could take just 15 rounds, you might smash them, or it can be a nice long game. Or people would like to play 19-2 Raven Down. And I'm telling you, if you can host 19 rounds of Shotgun Raven Down with 2-minute round duration, I'll play the game. But what I fear is going to happen, like all modern games, is they're going to say, we want a nice simple experience. So it's going to be cross-play. You're going to push the ranked button, and it's going to give you a random map that you can vote on with first to 5 or something like that. And I just don't like that. I want to be able to sit and play my favorite map all night with a group that I enjoy and play a certain round duration and all of that. And I understand I'm coming from a different time period. I'm coming from 2006, where in 2006 I would have just been turning probably 14. And so like 14 to like 20 was all the time we played Gears of War. And so that's what I remember, is choosing your match settings and all of that stuff. And it sounds like, whoa, they're giving you this brand new game and you're already nitpicking its settings. Because I'm just telling you, that's my opinion. That's how I will decide if I play the game. Can I customize it and play the experience that I want? Because if it's matchmaking servers, here's what's going to happen. First 2 or 3 months, it might be populated. Then it's going to die off. Search times are going to get longer and longer. Then you're going to be forced to play a specific mode that you probably don't enjoy. Then people are going to go play E-Day and it will die off even more. So I think this puts to bed the idea of a coalition collection. In my mind, there's no way they would release Gears of War Reloaded and then do a collection, because you would surely just wait and release all three with no multiplayer. That's how I would see it. If I was doing a collection, I know it sounds backwards, but I would almost release all Gears 1, 2, 3 with no multiplayer. And then once people have done the campaign and experienced it, then bang, like 6 months after it launches, then Gears of War E-Day comes out with multiplayer. This has multiplayer. And so I don't think they're then going to release a Gears of War 2 collection with a multiplayer and then a Gears of War 3 and then also go, hey, by the way, here's E-Day, and split their player base up massively. No, I think this is designed to tide people over for a 6-month period or something. Maybe a year period, I don't know. And then release E-Day. I don't think there's a collection. And I certainly would put that to bed, in my opinion. I'm totally guessing there could be one, but I wouldn't think so, the way it's been released. And so, do I want to sit in August when I'm an old man and play Gears of War 1 again with a company that seemingly don't like me, wanted to kill off my channel, and also re-enter back into a community that had a lot of problems with me for some reason? Now, I have my own community that would probably enjoy me to start up the stream again, but I haven't streamed or made content in basically like 3 or 4 years. I've kept it ticking over occasionally, but not really made content. So for me to get back to that, I'd need a ton of support, basically. Like, we're talking, just to be blunt, because I'm an honest person, we're talking a ton of basically financial support to actually motivate me with subscribers and donations and shit to get me to play the game again. And I have no qualms about admitting that. I'm honest. I might play the game on my own in private on a new account and just have a little bit of fun, but for me to pop back up and regularly play the game, yeah, there would have to be more to it for me at this point in my life. And I don't think that's wrong of me to say. I would rather be honest. So am I excited about this? Is this news that excites me? Not really, I'll be honest, because it's a remaster of a remaster with potentially very strange mechanics and game settings. That could be really, really fun. Can hold my hands up and I can say, this could be awesome. Now I've finally got a shooting game I can pick up and play. But I have played literally 20 years of this game, basically. So there's not much for me to experience. And also, I'm not very good at games anymore. I haven't played a shooting game since like lockdown COVID. So I don't even know if I can even play the game, like as in physically. Things happen when you get older. So we will see. But I thought I would just give you the news that, yeah, there's this game coming out. And I'm not sure how to feel about it. So, yeah, I know people are probably going to be celebrating it and saying this is the greatest thing ever. But we've got to think logically. People are going to buy it on PlayStation. There might be some PlayStation noobs you can beat up. But after 6 months, you're then going to be thinking about E-Day. You're going to be thinking about, like, in 2026, Grand Theft Auto and all those games you want to play. I would like to think that I can play the game. I'm allowed to play the game. And I can host some matches. And when I'm a little bit bored and the odd occasion I want to sit at my PC and play a game, that I can load up the game and have a good time. And just think, hey, it's really nice. The game that I used to play as a kid, is now fully working, and I can hop on, and when the mood takes me, play a few games and then head off. That's probably how I'll treat it, and I'll enjoy it for that if I can play. The issue is, do I want to go spend like £40 on a game that I've played for a bajillion hours for a campaign that I've already done, just to experience a multiplayer that honestly isn't that exciting anymore, and one that I might not even be able to play? You've got to think about it from my perspective. I don't want to spend money on the game, you know, to be blunt with you. And I'm sure anybody understands that. Like, me putting £40 to buy this game for a company that could potentially see a YouTube video from me and just go, I don't like that guy, I'm going to ban him. That's not worthwhile for me. So I'm literally been dead honest and been like, I'm probably not going to buy the game. Probably not going to buy the game. If some crazed viewer said to me, hey, here's a copy of the game, then I'd say, okay, I'll give it a go. But that doesn't mean I'm making content or I'm making videos or anything. Like, I'm not being held hostage by a copy of the game. As you get older, things just change, and I've always been honest with you guys. I always will be honest with you guys. I ain't spending 40 quid on this. It's just not happening because of my position, and I'm sure you understand that. And I hope you guys have fun with it. If you've never played the game, go and have fun with it. Replay through the campaign. It's enjoyable. I really enjoyed playing through the Ultimate Edition campaign, but it's very hard for me to look at this just without feeling soured, So that's my thoughts, really.